What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. And the world is wondering if Saudi Arabia and Russia have teamed up against the United States. And well, it may look that way. I'll show you the details here in this video, as OPEC Plus has just announced that they're going to cut oil production by 2 million barrels a day to raise oil prices, which will thus raise gas prices here around the world and in the US. And they're going to charge the US even more for their oil specifically. Yeah, let's jump right in. And thank you so much for liking these videos. Here we go. Now, remember, President Biden just visited Saudi Arabia not too long ago. And now he says he's disappointed in the Saudis, but he doesn't regret his trip. Yeah, well, I'm sure he is disappointed because they just announced that they're going to cut oil production by 2 million barrels a day, which is going to send the price of oil and gas even further than it is right now, as oil and gas prices are already shooting up on the announcement of this. Well, and you can already see the headlines here. Oil prices rise after OPEC Plus agrees to cut production by 2 million barrels a day, extend a winning streak to third session already. OPEC's move shows the limits of Biden's fist bump diplomacy with the Saudis. OPEC's decision to curb oil production was a signal that President Biden's influence over his Gulf allies was far less than he had hoped. Yeah, so basically, he traveled to Saudi Arabia, did a little show, and now the Saudis have basically said, yeah, we're not going to side with the US. Instead, we're going to side with Russia. Because this is basically what they have done, because OPEC Plus is Russia's part of OPEC Plus, and this is what they've decided to do. Because at the end of the day, it's all about greed and money. They want to line their pockets as much as possible, and they don't care about rich Americans. They care about rich Saudi Arabians. So they have just cut production so that the supply and demand will be out of whack, and oil prices will go up and gas prices will go up. And this is exactly what is already happening here. You can see the price of WTI crude and Brent crude has already gone up. Actually, it's nearing almost $10 a barrel already. We were at the low 80s here for WTI crude, and Brent crude nearing 95 a barrel already. And they're going to get their $100 a barrel. It's only a matter of time. Natural gas has already gone up here as well, which millions of Americans use to heat their homes. So they're going to get their plan, and unfortunately, having the Russians and the Saudi Arabians deepen their ties, particularly right now in a time of war, is not necessarily a good thing for us or for Europe. Yeah, you can see the Saudi Arabian prince and Vladimir Putin here sitting, having a nice little chummy chat, smiling, laughing as they rake in their billions and billions of dollars, while the US, Americans, and Europeans, and pretty much everyone around the world is going to be paying even more for gas than they are now. Now, remember that gas is already on the rise here in the US, and this is going to cause it to spike even more for gas, diesel, natural gas, and any type of oil or gas at all. You can see here the national average gas prices are on the rise pretty significantly here. We're going up about 3 cents a day every single day now, which is actually about the largest rise per day that we've seen this year. And we're back on that track once again. You can see here, we're going up 3 cents a day here. A week ago, it was 378. Now it's 386. So we are back on the rise once again after going down for about 100 days. So U.S. gas prices end the streak of declines just short of 100 days. We went down like a 99 or 100 days in a row. But now the oil companies, the gas companies, and OPEC Plus have decided that's enough. Gas is getting too low. Oil is getting too low, even though it's really not that low. They want us to pay more money. So they're going to cut production to make the price even higher. And if you're from California, God bless you, because your prices are unbelievable. You can see here, current average gas price in California, $6.42. A week ago, it was $6.18. And a month ago, it was $5.26. So it's gone up like $1.20 in 1 month, which is absolutely unbelievable with oil still being in the 80s. Wait until gas gets above $100 a barrel yet again. Remember that oil topped $130 a barrel back in March on the Russian attacks in Ukraine. We're in the 80s and 90s right now, and that's how high gas is in California and the average around the US. Imagine if oil went up an extra $40 more a barrel. You could basically just add on an extra, 50% to the price of gas right now? Yeah, that would be an absolute nightmare. And don't forget, we're going into the winter heating season, which many people use natural gas or heating oil for their homes. That's going to be extremely expensive this year right now. That's more than double the price of last year in a lot of cases. And if this wasn't enough for you to think that Russia was basically trying to wage war on the US and do anything they can to make our lives miserable, put the squeeze on us, whatever you might think here, they just attacked us. Let me show you. Russian-speaking hackers claim responsibility for knocking U.S. state government websites offline in a hacking attack just today in multiple different government websites. Here's the details. Actually, yesterday, a Russian-speaking hacking group on Wednesday claimed responsibility for knocking a number of U.S. state government websites offline, according to multiple news reports. Government websites in Colorado, Mississippi, and Kentucky were impacted Wednesday, CNN reported, including a Kentucky Board of Elections sites with information on voting registration. Imagine that, as we're going into an election, Russia's getting involved. Though the group had not listed the latter as a target. A Telegram post from the group Killnet included the state's websites and a list of targets it planned to hit with service disruptions, according to translations. The list also included government pages from Florida, Alabama, Delaware, and Hawaii, among other states, as well as U.S. tax payments websites. Yikes. Connecticut sites were also those disrupted Wednesday, according to Newsweek. I mean, what is this, like 10 states or so? The group shared to Telegram a photo captioned in English with, quote, USA offline and F NATO. over a graphic of a nuclear explosion surrounding the Statue of Liberty. Yeah. The group has claimed responsibility for cyber attacks against a number of targets in the US and elsewhere, including disruptions earlier this year of public and private sector sites in Lithuania and an attempted attack against sites in Estonia. The Russian-speaking hackers appear to back the Kremlin, but their exact ties to the Russian government are murky. Yeah. So now we have Russian hackers literally attacking our government websites, our tax payment websites. Who knows what type of information they're accessing? We've seen this before, probably see this again. What are your thoughts on this? And meanwhile, fears continue to mount over Putin's nuclear threats as Ukraine continues to take more and more of their land back, right as Putin is signing the annexations claiming the land for Russian territory. Putin's scorn on annexations as Ukraine reclaims more territory in the south and the east. Ukraine says, quote, "You've already lost," Kyiv tells Moscow. But will this prompt Putin to actually resort to nuclear weapons as a last resort and send a message? Also, news reportings here from CBS News and multiples, actually, rare video shows Russia moving equipment belonging to nuclear weapons units. Here is what we have. According to our knowledge and military analysts we work with, this is a vehicle with a 30mm turret. But more importantly here is they have spotted a transportation unit that is responsible for nuclear munitions, their storage, maintenance, and transport being moved here through surveillance footage. So they are moving around nuclear weapons units. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here on the possibility of nuclear war. Do you think Putin is going to use it as Ukraine is taking a lot of ground back? But remember that Putin has just called in 300,000 basically ex-military, and he's drafted them in, people who have even also never been a part of the military, that they're basically trying to train them really quickly and just kind of throw them out there and say, hurry up, because this is all kind of happening really quickly. And what do you think is going to happen here? And now Russia has found new allies in OPEC Plus and the Saudis. And unfortunately, we're going to be the ones that have to pay the higher gas and oil prices because of this. And it raises our food prices and everything else that you buy at the store, because everything has to be shipped and trucked to the store, and all that costs gas and shipping charges, and everything relies on gas in one way or another. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. Make sure to click the subscribe button down below to our YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, it's completely free to do so. Click the bell icon after you subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos. I'll keep you up to date here with everything you need to know about. You can click here to watch my newest video next, or you can click here to see some checks that are actually going out to millions of Americans starting this week. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.